Hello everyone, I am Muinuddin Bashar. Welcome to the very second tutorial of MATLAB Programming. Today we will learn the basics for vectors and matrices of MATLAB. Alright, here comes the important part. You are going to learn how to use and work with matrices. As I already told you, every variable in MATLAB is a matrix. So we are going to assign some matrices. Now we are going to use the variable A equals, and then you are going to use square brackets. So for the first row we just type in 1, 2, 3, and those elements are just divided by spaces. So this is our first row. Then you type in a semicolon. This means jumping into the second row. So the second row will be 4, 5, 6. Now the semicolon. And for the third row, 7, 8, 9. Now we are going to close this square brackets and hit enter, and we get 3 times 3 matrix. In the same way you can assign vectors. So we are going to have a vector B equals, then again use the square brackets, but we just type in one row, 1, 2, 3, and close the square brackets and hit enter, and we are going to get B. If you want to have a column vector, you have to separate the elements with semicolons. So it will be B equal square vectors 1 semicolon 2 semicolon 3, close the square bracket and hit enter. You can also transpose vectors just by typing in an apostrophe. So we have another vector D equals B apostrophe and hit enter, and then the row vector becomes a column vector. How to create useful vectors? So as an example, we want to create a vector x is equal it will begin with 0. Then you type in colon the increment 0.1 to 1, and then hit the enter, and you get a vector x starting from 0 to 1 going with the increment 0.1. In the other versions of the same way of creating a vector, is the command line space. You type in linspace of you give him the start, linspace 0, the end of vector 1, and then the number of elements. So you can just type in 5 and we are going to get a vector from 0 to 1, and with 5 elements. If we type in the 3, it will have 3 elements like line space 0, 0, 1, 3, and hit enter. Now we get 3 elements. There are also many useful matrices built in MATLAB. So if you want to have a matrix consisting of zeros, you can use command zeros of 3. And hit enter. It will give us 3 times 3 matrices consisting of zeros. If you want to use 2 times 5 matrices, use zeros to come to 5. Zeros 2, 5 and hit enter, and you get the matrix you wanted. You can also use ones of 2, 2. Ones of 2, 2. It gives us a matrix consisting of ones. If you want a matrix consisting of 5s, you can just multiply your matrix 5 times 1. 5 times. You can also get a matrix with only ones on the diagonal and the rest will be zeros. You use command I of 2 and we are going to get the I matrix. If you want a matrix that is populated with random numbers, you type in the command rand of 5, 6 and hit enter. Then you get a matrix with random numbers from 0 to 1. In the same way, you can also create vectors. So you just type in, let's say, rand of 5, 1, which signalizes that will be a column vector. Knowing how to index and manipulate certain elements in a matrix is essential for working with MATLAB. So we are going to define a new matrix. A equals square bracket. The first row will be 3, 2, 1. And second row will be 10, 9, 7. The third row will be 4, 2, 6. Hit enter and we get our matrix A. So now you want to know what are the elements, and the first row, second column, type in A, and A and bracket 1 comma 2. Hit enter. First A 1 is first row comma and second column, which is 2. So the value of first row and second column is number 2. Now you want to know what are the elements in the first row. You type in A of 1 comma colon and hit the enter button. Now you get to know the values of the first row. And now you want to have, let's say, the first 2 rows. So type in the same A first bracket 1 colon 2 comma colon. Close the first bracket and hit enter. So this 3 2 1 10 9 7 signalize all the first row, second row and first, second and third column. Now you want to manipulate a certain element in your matrix A. So for example, you want to change your 9. You want to change your 9 in the middle of the matrix to a 99. So type in A 2 comma 2 is equal 99 and the elements of 2 comma 2 were altered to 99. Well, let's get to know some useful functions when working with matrices. I will clear with the Q&A window and show our matrix A. So first one is the length, and length is useful for vectors. So I will define a vector B1 2 3. Alright. We will learn useful functions for vectors and matrices in the next tutorial of MATLAB. So that's all for today. See you in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.